Warning.
What?
Headphone users. I will be yelling a lot.
Warning, headphones users. What?
Headphone users.
Oh, she's attempting to warn people before they're ear raped by her. I don't know why they choose to use such graphic information. I mean, graphic wording, verbiage. Is that verbiage?
Hello.
Ear rape. That's when someone yells in the microphone.
That's when somebody murders your ears.
Yeah. I don't know why they would call murder rape. Why wouldn't they call it ear murder instead of ear rape? Kids these days, aren't they so friggin' cute?
It's because it's called ear rape. It's called ear rape. Not ear murder.
Okay, but you just said it's basically murdering your ears by screaming in the earphones. But you call it ear rape.
Yeah.
Yeah? That makes a whole lot of not sense.
We're just... I mean, our ears are technically not murdered because we can...
Okay, well, the whole purpose for my live broadcast is to discuss discrimination. Now...
Hurry up and hurry up.
What?
Not you!
Hey, sorry, child. Sorry. Discrimination. Okay. The laws these days are different. The reason I decided to broadcast about this is because I was looking on the internet today out of concern for these piercings and these ear stretchings, these are all a part of my spiritual journey. Whether someone wants to believe it or not, whether someone wants to call it a crock of shit, I don't care. My face has been used for a lot of things and throughout the process of my adult life process. And now it's my turn to go through my own journey as far as my looks go, as far as what gets done to my face and my body. Because there were so many things done without my consent, so many things done against my will, so many things that, just like my nose, worsening the asymmetry of my face. My nose used to be perfectly adorable to me. I did have this little thing right here, but because I've been punched in the face by men, my nose is broader and more crooked at this point in my life. And I don't like that. And so... She's so silly.
I couldn't help it.
And so
you were alive. I had to do it.
Okay. And so as part of my spiritual journey and part of becoming who I am and part of gaining my independence from everyone, I guess, so to speak, my independence, my uniqueness, my own identity, my myself, part of it is to make myself appear to myself the way I want to appear to myself, my vision of myself, what's beautiful to me. And these are my adornments. These are my personal spiritual belief. And I have the right to. Now, that being said, from what I've read on the internet, and I quote, if the piercings are something that is piercings or tattoos, this is in reference to, if piercings or tattoos on the face are a result or are part of a sincere personal belief, I don't know when or how they would determine something was not a sincere personal spiritual belief. They really can't, because as per the First Amendment, we have the right to religion. We have the right to our, and it doesn't say right to an established and known and acknowledged religion or one's personal beliefs. And it is my personal belief that my appearance, unless it interferes with my ability to perform my duties, unless it interferes with safety or health, there's nothing anyone can say about it. And I'm telling, God, that is so loud. Can you turn that down a little bit, please? No, I need to actually turn it down a bit. We are live. Thank you. Just like my hair, just like my ears being stretched, just like my eyebrows being drawn on rather than being real. This is fake. These are not natural. These are not natural. My boobs are fake. Come on. How far are we going to go? You've had all these body modifications and they're not natural, and that makes you unprofessional, and that makes you this and that. No. Because these are no different than these being pierced. It's a whole 5 inches away from my ears. What's the diff? What's the diff? And I did read somewhere that it said tattoos and piercings are indicative of possible negative personality traits. Profiling, just like discrimination, is discrimination. Profiling is just like discrimination. I have an excellent personality. I am a bit abrasive in my personal life, but in a professional manner, in my professional life, I'm very professional. You really need to turn that down. The TV.
I need to hear you.
Are you serious? You really need to turn it down.
I need to know whose footsteps are behind.
Thank
Wait,
you.
Why did I see your
That being
fingers
said,
like mine?
employers that want a professional appearance, etc., yada yada, are going to do what they want to do and claim that they have the right to maintain a certain appearance or professional level. It's a bunch of shooting and stuff.
Yeah,
You're not-
I need to hear the footsteps coming up
Are you-
behind me.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Do I live here too? I don't want to go ape shit on Twitter. I mean, YouTube, because I'm live, but I'm seriously starting to feel like I don't even live here. And like, you're the one that needs to go get a job to pay the rent, because nothing is anything I get to partake of in any sense.
You have it most of the day while I'm at school.
Are you kidding me? I was out looking for a job most of the day while you were at school.
When you're actually
Let's
here,
just
it's
stop before this gets out of hand. Let's both be respectful of each other. You don't have that loud. I'm not going to be yelling. You'll be just fine. Yours is a game. Mine is something people can actually gain something from. Not just a video game where you're running around with a machine gun. See what I mean?
That wasn't my shots. Those weren't my shots.
It doesn't matter who's shooting. You're shooting. They look like they're flying upside down. What is this crap? Apex. Is that going to get you a job? Yeah.
Actually, it can. I can get paid for playing games.
Yeah, I know. But are you?
Not yet. The more I stream, the more viewers I get, the more followers I get. Which then results in...
Can we just get through high school first?
Huh?
Can we just get through high school first?
Oh, if I'm BK.
Huh? Let's just get through high school first.
All
right. Okay. Anywho, as I was saying, employers are going to get away with whatever they can as much as they can. And that's because people just like to judge people based on their appearance. There's no difference between cheek piercings and ear piercings. They're both in the general vicinity. They're both just as visible. Now, if you do have something large dangling off of your face and you work on an assembly line or near machinery, of course, it's going to be dangerous and therefore unacceptable. But as far as aesthetics and visual visual pleasance, being visually pleasing goes, they really can't do much to discriminate. Now, if you apply for a job and you know you're like highly qualified for it and you have facial piercings or tattoos and they just decide, well, yeah, we found someone better for the job, there's really no way to say, yes, they discriminated, but I don't know. I know that if you are already employed and you do get facial piercings or tattoos, your personal preference, personal choice of appearance, as long as you are clothed within the legal realms. And I mean, come on, we don't want to go to work in a mini skirt and attract so much sexual attention or cause so much sexual whatever that you're being harassed by your boss and coworkers or a distraction to people that need to pay attention to something else. That's a totally different story. We all understand a certain level of professionalism. And I think part of being professional and part of having professionalism is accepting that different people look different ways around us. So you might have people with purple and green hair. You might have people with facial piercings. You might have people with... Everyone has their nose pierced nowadays. Anyhow, part of being professional is accepting that there are people of all races, all genders, all appearances, all skin colors, all eye colors, all different hair colors, fake hair, real hair, fake eyebrows, real eyebrows, facial piercings, facial tattoos. It's ridiculous that they even are able to insist that people aren't professional based on their appearance. That is so discriminatory, if you ask me. Based on your appearance. I really feel like sometimes at job interviews. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. Big shot at.
I really feel like job interviews should be done telephonically. Like, you can still ask the same questions. You can still get the same feel for who somebody is. But you're not able to judge them based on visual appearance. Now, the only thing they should be able to have control over is the dress code, as far as clothing covering your body, and things like hair. For food services, you need your hairnet, etc. Yada yada yada. Nothing that can obviously fall off. These screw on, and they're really mine have fallen off. But retainers, I understand for food service, retainers make sense because they can't fall off. No one wants to find a ball in their food. Unless you have something that's... The retainers, I think, are more less likely to unscrew. They're little clear plastic retainers.
Mom, when's my next doctor's appointment?
For what?
It's a doctor's appointment.
Do you need to see the doctor?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not until April, I don't think. Okay, anywhozy. Yeah, so
grab it.
I don't know. I really wish people would stop being so close-minded and narrow-minded. You're missing out on a lot of great people when you
They're right there.
What's the word? You're missing out on a lot of great personalities, a lot of great people. You're robbing yourself of. There could be someone with a split tongue and friggin' scale tattoos all over their face, a mohawk, and some kind of fucking dermal implants. I don't know. You name it. Beautiful personality, but just because you're like, that's weird. It's your personal taste. You wouldn't do it to yourself, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't do it to themselves. If that's what they want to do, and that's what makes them happy or to be who they are, makes them comfortable being who they are. Like me, I feel beautiful right now. I feel more beautiful. I feel more beautiful. I feel more beautiful than I've ever been in my life. And like, this is after just shaving. Okay, when I shaved my head, I felt like the ugliest person on the planet because I didn't do it because I wanted to do it. I did it for reasons that were ridiculously ridiculous. I was being abused. And so it really upset me because it wasn't anything I wanted to do. I did it out of desperation
I think you have to be a certain level
to stop receiving the wrong attention and to stop being abused. And
oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, but now I've got a hairstyle I've always wanted, and then I've got my piercings. And don't do that, please. It's expensive furniture. Thank you. I got my piercings, and it's not mine either. And I look great to myself. I look amazing to me. Like if I saw myself walking down the street, I would be like, hey, she's hot. She's gorgeous. You could tell that girl's got some sort of personality. Or look at me like, oh my God, she totally looks like a bitch. Anyways, I'm unique. Is what I meant to say, not some type of personality, because everyone has a personality. Me, I'm unique. I'm just unique. I'm me. But I'm a good person, and I have a good heart, and I do genuinely believe that I do genuinely live by one very firm. What's the word when you have a rule that you are not willing to break? Do no harm. Do no harm is my one and only absolute no bypass, no graces, no passes to break this rule at all is do no harm. You do no harm. I do no harm to the best of my ability to anybody, not even myself, and to the best of my ability. Now we're all human. We all make mistakes, but yeah. So I hope that employers out there are like, what?
This person's a noob.
Oh, a noob.
I can tell by the way they play.
Don't be too judgmental and critical.
No, they just missed 2 shots. No, not 2.
Oh, this coming from
missing all.
All right, yeah, I've seen her play sometimes.
Oh, do you know how many kills I have? Do you know how many kills I have?
Do you know how many kills I have? None.
Exactly.
I am not a violent person.
I have like 47 kills, I think. Probably.
I do love Mortal Kombat, though. Finish him. Fatality. Get over here.
Oh, and our teammate died.
I love that game. Anywhoosie. Distracted. Squirrel! Story of my life. Yeah. Squirrel. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I hope employers get out there and they, like, don't, not get out there, but I hope employers out there can kind of take into heart.
Fun.
Can you stop doing that to the drawer, please?
Oh, sorry. It feels good on my toes. Leave
Find
me alone.
something else to put your toes in.
But it didn't really sound right.
She's opening and closing a drawer on a ottoman that doesn't belong to me, and I don't really want it to be destroyed because it's sentimental value and it belongs to someone who has passed away. Belonged to someone who passed away. But it actually belongs to a friend of mine, so I don't want you to damage it, so stop. Get your feet off of it, as a matter of fact. Thank you. No, you can't be comfy. Anywhoosie, way off the freaking subject. Professionalism is professionalism. Has nothing to do with tattoos and piercings. Has nothing to do with how much makeup you wear. It has nothing to do with whether your hair is fake or your boobs are fake. Professionalism is professionalism. Yes, if you come into work with all your cleavage showing and your skirt hiked up your ass, of course, that's not professional unless you're a stripper, okay?
No.
Or a cocktail waitress, or, common sense. Common sense. You have to have a certain level of professionalism, but it's not determined, in my opinion, and I'm really speaking, by piercings or tattoos or stretched earlobes or hair extensions. And it is actually discrimination if they don't. If they fire you or refuse to hire you because of one of those things. The only time that is an exception is if the piercing or, well, obviously a tattoo can't interfere with health or safety, but is if the piercing interferes with health and safety, for obvious reasons. You have to either take precautionary measures to, just like a hairnet in a food service. I'm sure you could have to wear Band-Aids on your face if you have facial piercings, possibly. I don't think it's any different or any more, sanitarily speaking, of a threat than you talking while you're working, because your spit flies out of your mouth when you talk all the time. And it's more likely that you spit on someone's food than a ball coming off of your piercing in your cheek. And can you stop doing that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I think we make far too much leeway for judgment and criticism, and we don't really think these things through. Like, if that's the case, everyone in food service should be wearing hairnets and face masks. For health reasons.
Ooh.
Honestly speaking, that's why I'm never going to I don't want to work in food service. I'm cool. But like Subway, yeah. Subway's different though. Subway's not really, you're throwing a sandwich together. But, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind a job in Subway because it's laid back, it's calm, it's small. It's not anything huge. Like, I used to work at IHOP, and boy, we're doing rush hours in IHOP. But I was like 17 years old when I worked there, so crazy. Anyway, God, how many years ago was that? 17 years. If I'm 40 now, 17 years ago, 23 years ago. Fudge! 23 years ago, I worked at IHOP. I was a cashier / hostess. I loved my job. I just ate. Stomach, stop that. Oh, and then I worked at Man Theater. I loved that job too, except for sweeping up after the movie because of the sticky floors. I hated the sticky floors. I couldn't stand them.
What sticky floors?
In the theater. I worked at Man Theater in Tucson when I was 17. That's actually the first job I ever had. And I mean, aside from working at my grandmother's feed store, the first job I had was Man Theater in Tucson. And I was living in a group home, and I didn't mind doing tickets. I didn't mind doing concession, but I did not like cleaning up after the movies because the floors were sticky from soda. And you step on it, and it's awful. And then the whole night your shoes will be. I hated that shit. Anywho, after that was IHOP. And then from there on, it was pretty much telephone service. I mean, not telephone service, but call centers. Yeah, after that was pretty much call centers. Pretty much. I mean, other than my externship for substance abuse counseling, Yeah. And when I did that, I worked with adolescents in alternative school or charter school. Adolescents in not alternative school. Yeah, like charter schools. And I didn't work like with them. I was kind of like a shadow to a counselor that worked with them. It's pretty much what I did. I shadowed. And that was it. And that was a pretty stressful time in my life. I really wasn't getting, sleep. I was really stressed out. I was being deprived of my daughter and stressing about graduating. And I was like this close to the end of my schooling. So like, that was just a really bad time for me. I ended up getting kicked out of my house, and my baby's dad kicked me out. My best friend took me in, her and her mom. So yeah, that was a stressful time. Anyhow, more with squirrel.
Oh, I love guns in my
I think now that I'm actually getting out there,
jump off.
Now that I'm actually getting out there and applying for jobs and interacting with people, and I'm seeing that I'm not as bad as I thought I was. Like,
What do you mean?
maybe it's not that I'm not as bad as I thought I was. I think what it is that because I'm away from all the abuse, because I'm away from the people that I guess I was afraid of people, because so many people were siding with the
I know, right?
person in wrong, and they were making up stories for him and confirming lies for him. They were standing up for him and and so I was scared to interact with anybody because everything was being lied about. Everyone was being so deceitful about their interactions with me. Like, I was just like, what the fudge? Bullshit. Excuse my language for anyone that might be offended, but it was bullshit. But now that I'm here and I'm safe and I'm away from all of that and I don't have to worry about it, and I'm here, I can make my own impression on people and I can be myself and I don't have to worry about them being influenced by him, the person that was abusing me. Calm down. But the person that was abusing me, I don't have to worry about that person being an influence. I don't have to worry about anything dishonest being relayed to people. I do, however, there's an identity theft thing going on. Some broad in California who used my identity. Needless to say, that shouldn't be an issue, but it really is freaking ridiculous. Anyhow, I'm out here. I get to be myself, and I'm really starting to come out of my shell and back to myself. Like, I'm becoming myself again. I don't think, honestly, I started off having kids when I was young. I was 18 when I had my first kid. Today's her birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Sydney.
Is she watching?
No, she's probably not watching. I think she's upset with me as well.
I
I think everybody's upset with me because I expressed
just want
myself
to
on
talk to
YouTube.
my sister.
No, I just want to talk to somebody besides the YouTube camera.
I'm here.
I know, I love you. Oh yeah, you're here, but you're playing Xbox.
I still talk to you while I play. Along with me screaming at my enemies. And you occasionally too. So
Okay. Cool. Thank you. I'm glad you're here for me. I appreciate it. I love you. Needless to say, I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to try not to stress too much about it. I'm not taking my facial piercings out for anyone. I'm not taking my stretched earlobes out for anyone. I'm not taking my fake hair out for anyone. I'm not going to wipe off my fake eyebrows unless I'm trying to prove a point or support someone like a lovely young lady I support on TikTok. Single mom, trying to be a nurse, trying to get her shit together. People making fun of her eyebrows. Are you kidding me, folks? Are you kidding me? Mine don't even grow. My eyebrows do not even grow. They are pencil or powder every day, or non-existent. Needless to say, I think one day I'm gonna get some of this stuff and just use eyelash glue.
It's just fun characters.
Now that's an idea, right?
Huh?
If you paint eyelash glue on your eyebrows and then you just use pieces of hair. They have eyebrow wigs. That stick on eyebrows.
Ew!
Okay, folks, I'm going way off of the subject. There's a couple good places I applied to today. I hope they go through. Yeah. Can you be respectful of the fact that I'm trying to talk?
Sorry, Mom.
Thank you. Yeah. One of them I'm very interested in is a program called Path Outreach. That would give me an opportunity to not necessarily utilize my counseling studies, but my mental health rehabilitation. Please. Maybe not an opportunity to practice counseling or being a mental health rehabilitation technician. Sorry if I'm yelling, but it will give me the opportunity to interact with people that I wanted to interact with without having such a heavy load on myself. Like, I'll still be out there helping people, but it won't be the counselor's position. It won't be the mental health rehabilitation technician level of responsibility to other people. It's still a huge responsibility to people, but it's more of a peer-to-peer sort of thing, outreach to help others, not necessarily helping them to like maintain a certain level of mental stability and such. So just to help them to be as functional as I have become. Of course, I was only dysfunctional because I was being abused, and I know that for a fact, but nobody wants to believe me. I don't care anymore anyways. Another squirrel moment.
Wait,
Squirrel!
Let me see it.
What was it, three to five squirrels already tonight? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody go. Thank you, everybody, all one of you. I have one faithful watcher, and I don't know who you are, but I thank you. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Have a lovely night.
It's called
Squirrel.
301, not 301.
Squirrel. Squirrel.